Integris Integrative Medical Center in Idaho Falls provides alternative services to help its patients with some common ailments.
And Brent Judd is here to talk with us about the benefits of neurobalancing with brainwave optimization. Say that 3 times fast. Okay. So, Brett, I'm guessing that if we are talking about balancing the brain waves, that they can get out of balance. How do you even know if your brain waves are out of balance?
Sure, it's a great question. When we have somebody come in, we will do what's called a brain map. Using EEG sensors on the scalp, we actually can read the electrical activity of the brain. That brain map shows us exactly where the brain is functioning in its proper order or not. The way I talk to people about it's a lot like when you get a piano tuned. You get the low frequencies all the way up to the high frequencies broken into octaves. Our brain is really similar. The different lobes function in low to high frequencies, and they have their specific order that they ought to be going in. Trauma, life stress, just chaos around us. The brain is incredibly flexible and will move in different ways in order to deal with that stress. Sometimes it can get stuck in those imbalanced places. So the brain mapping tells us where are things out of balance, where do we need to begin. That's what we're going to do very first.
So when they get stuck, what are some of the outcomes of that?
Some of the outcomes that we often see, we'll have individuals talk about anxiety. Brain fog is something people talk about a lot. They just can't think, and it's just...
I have figured out what's wrong with me. I have brain fog. I just thought it was having babies, but maybe I'm out of whack.
Maybe so. You guys were talking about sleep earlier. Sleep is a major issue that is, we see, very directly related to imbalances in the brain. People lay down to sleep and they just can't shut their mind off. It just never gets there. We see that in the brain map with overactivity of certain brain frequencies or an overactivity of certain lobes of the brain. So then through neurobalancing, we come in and using brainwave optimization, we send signals to the brain through audio tones. It's basically using harmonics to trigger the brain to relax and calm and try something new. And over the course of the sessions, the brain begins to find balance and harmony in its brain waves.
So when somebody comes in for a brain mapping, what's the setup like? What do you do?
Sure. They come into our office. It's a very relaxed, private place. We use the EEG sensors are placed onto the scalp. They're a one-way device. They're like a really high-power microphone for electrical waves. A lot of people think you're going to shock me with those. No,
it doesn't go both ways.
It doesn't go both ways. It's a one-way only. And we'll place the sensors about 7 different spots around the scalp, reading the entire brain's activity. They will sit very, very quietly. 1 minute, their eyes will be totally closed. Then they'll go for a minute with their eyes partially open. And then eyes fully open, and I'll give them a task. What I want to do with eyes open is get the brain working. So I want to see what it's like when it's fully active. And what that does is it shows me what the brain's like in a totally passive state, relaxed, not doing anything, and then activated. And from there, we start to see things that are out of balance and where things maybe need to be brought in.
And really quickly, running out of time, there have been some recent clinical trials, and it shows that it works quite well. It
works very, very well. Wake Forest Baptist University just got done doing an extensive study using brainwave optimization in insomnia. And in over 80% of the individuals who tested for clinical insomnia, 2 months later, 80% of them did not have insomnia.
Wow, that's great. So if somebody would like to call you guys and set up a session, what's your number?
If they go to integrismedical.com, integrismed.com, they'll be able to get straight in. It talks about all of the providers. It talks about all of the services that are there. And that would be the easiest way to get a hold of us.
We'll put that on our website too with this. We'll put that web link on there. Thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll be right back.